The sultan changed the boy's name to Tun Utama, and from that day on, he was to live in the palace. The sultan explained how the future of the kingdom depended upon Tun Utama, and that Tun Utama was to be trained and educated to prepare him for becoming the next sultan. And so began the rigorous study for Tun Utama, and he was taught all kinds of knowledge. He also had to learn various languages, philosophy, and government affairs. Tun Utama excelled in his studies. But he seemed to particularly enjoy the learning of martial skills. In a relatively short time, Tun Utama's martial skill had become so formidable, that even his teacher had to be very careful during training. The sultan was very pleased to see the development and the progress of Tun Utama. It had been 5 years since Tun Utama moved to the palace. Once a week he went back to his parents' house where he spent the weekend. He was now 17 years of age, and he had grown to be a very handsome young man. One day he was requested to appear before the sultan and all his officials in the main hall. "My son Tun Utama, do you know why we asked you to come to this very important meeting?" the sultan asked. "My lord, my gracious father, your son is here to listen," Tun Utama replied. "Very good, my son. You now listen very carefully to what I am going to say. You have now come of age, and we have decided that you should get married immediately. This is one of your duties and responsibilities for the future of our kingdom. But 1,000 pardons, my most gracious father and king. I don't think your son is ready for such responsibility yet." "Well, my son, you really don't have a say-so in this matter. The kingdom needs assurance that it will have the confidence in you to continue the line of the throne as soon as possible. You are at the fine age where you should fulfill your duty as the next in line. Do you understand?" Tun Utama became quiet. The sultan said, "I can understand if you are a little timid regarding this thing. But there are so many pretty maids in our kingdom for you to choose to be your wife. Why, you can even have one of the daughters of my officials here. What the heck, you can have 2 or 3 if you so desire. What do you say?" After what felt like an eternity, Tun Utama finally opened his mouth. With a trembling voice, he said, "My gracious king, and all my honorable elders here. May you all live forever. But please allow me to say this. In my observation, there is no girl in this kingdom that I consider a real lady. To me, they are all just women, ordinary women." The spacious hall was filled with icy silence. Then the sultan exploded with fury. "Tun Utama, you ungrateful son. I don't understand what kind of nonsense you are spewing from your mouth, but you have embarrassed me in front of these honorable men. We will give you exactly 1 year from today, to go and find this lady. And if you don't find her, do not ever show your face here again. And even if you think you have found one and you bring her back here, we will be the judge of whether she is a lady or not. And if according to our determination she is not a lady, then you will be banished from this land. You and the woman. Now you may leave. And if we don't see you again in 1 year, we will have considered that you are dead." Trembling, Tun Utama asked for permission to leave. In his benevolence, the sultan also gave him 2,000 pieces of gold coins for his sustenance.